Hey everybody, thank you guys so much for being here. Welcome. Today we have a good one in store. We took a trade this morning and it actually managed to hit our take profit. We did take profits early at 5 points, but I'll kind of describe like what I was looking at, why we took this trade. And yeah, kind of since I've been learning the 30 minutes a day, I'm going through all of ICT's core content. I'm actually on month 1 and I finished month 1, but I'm going back and I'm re-watching it all and then implementing it onto the chart. So then this way I get a better understanding of it and kind of know what I'm looking at. So today we took a trade that was an expansion move on the day. So it was cool to see like what I've learned in the charts, and it's kind of cool to see like that knowledge being retained. So I'm excited to share that with you. Also, it is freezing here in Canada. It is negative 31 degrees Celsius, and that means it is negative 23 degrees Fahrenheit. Crazy. It is so cold, so I'm bundled up. I got my sweater on. I got a space heater going. Like, it is freezing. So waking up to that is not the best. You walk outside and your hands instantly freeze. It is, to say the least, freezing. So I got my warm coffee here. I'm gonna cheers you all. Thank you so much for joining in, and thank you again for the milestone hitting 1,000 subscribers. That's insane. We'll make sure that the content stays amazing. We'll do some day in the life content and the Q&A as promised. So I'm really excited, but today we're going to be talking about a trade and kind of going over what I saw in the markets. So cheers. This one's for you. Perfect. Let's get to work, shall we? Oh my gosh. All right, we're gonna start on the daily time frame. All right, so we're on the daily time frame. There was no news today. There is CPI news tomorrow, so that is gonna be definitely an exaggerated move kind of day. So since it is CPI tomorrow, we could expect that there wouldn't be much move today, just because we'll probably see like a run higher or lower tomorrow. Again, I still like how we took out these lows, how we're trading. We took out the buy side, took out these sell side liquidity. We then had this like run on Monday, and to be honest with you guys, we're kind of like in the middle of this range. I would like to see us drop lower, but it is CPI tomorrow, so anything could happen really. If we do go higher, we'll be ready. If we go lower, we'll be ready. We'll be ready for the markets. Personally, my bias, I would like to see this market continue lower, just because we have like these sell side liquidity down here, and then we have lots of this buy side imbalances here. So I would like to see the market continue to push lower, but I mean, after Monday, I mean, we had that nice run higher. I don't know if we're gonna be trading higher or lower, so we're kind of just like up in the air right now. So we're really focusing on kind of internal liquidity and liquidity runs, not too focused on the daily time frame. Let's drop down to the 4-hour. Yeah, so we had these like relative equal highs this morning, which was awesome. You know, we kind of been moving higher. Potentially we could see this high. I would have liked to seen this high taken out this morning. After, I'll kind of show you when we drop down into the lower time frames, but we have this opening range gap that was created on Tuesday of last week that we could fill in potentially. So I would like to see this being filled in and then possibly traded into this new week opening gap, just because we kind of had that once over move through it, but we didn't trade like buy side, so there's kind of that gap for buy side. So we could actually see this market continue to push higher into this new week opening gap and this weekly high. That's kind of like why we like to go down in time frames, to kind of get a direction. But filling in this opening range gap from last week and this new week opening gap would be ideal. Let's drop down to the 1-hour. Perfect. So this is kind of where it gets interesting. I want you guys to pay attention to this 1 hour order block. I have it marked out here. Now, as we can see, we've kind of been in this range. So we made a high, we made this low, and then we were ranging, came back up to this high, we never broke out, and then back down into the range. So I'm just gonna mark that out really quick. I've been using a lot of like OTE and kind of premium discounts again. I was using it before, I don't know why I stopped, but in the month 1 core content, he talks a lot about like premium and discount and, you know, OTEs and kind of expansions, reversals, consolidation. There's one more. Expansion, retracement, reversal, consolidation. He talks about these kind of market profiles, and essentially when we're looking for an expansion, we want to see the market trade off of this 50% range, breaking out, comes back in, retests an order block, and then we trade higher. And seeing that happen this morning, I was like, I can't wait to share it with you guys. So if we look from this high to this low, that's where I drew my fib. Our 50% levels right here. And again, we were kind of like ranging, and then at the 50% level, we traded a little bit lower and then exploded, breaking market structure, taking out these buy side liquidity areas. Then we came back down into the range, and look at where we came back down into that 1 hour order block. So that's kind of like a perfect expansion move. We trade back down into this order block, and then we moved higher. I saw that happen this morning, and that's kind of like the premise of my trade. I wanted to see the market now push higher, breaking this high, and then eventually into this new week opening gap up here. So it's just cool to see how this like knowledge is coming out, and definitely recommend the core content. Like, it is so far has been so good. Coming down into this 1 hour order block, let's drop down to the 15-minute time frame. Perfect. Again, we can see the range again from high to low up here. Then we kind of consolidated, traded back up, and didn't break that range, created those relative equal highs, came back down. Now we're in this kind of consolidation. Look at where we expanded. We went higher, breaking market structure, came back down, 1 hour order block. We also can use these 3 down close candles as a 15-minute order block. We actually traded down into this just above the 50% of those 3 down close candles. But the cool thing to note too is we came down into this 15-minute fair value gap. But something else, we actually filled in the opening range gap from this morning. So as you can see, the market moved higher, came back down, filling in this opening range gap before we moved higher again. And that's kind of like what I was talking about yesterday, how we like to use opening range gaps for market, like just understanding where the market's likely to draw to or where the market's likely to stop. And the fact that we actually came down, filled it in, and then traded higher, we could use this opening range gap as a kind of fair value gap, like it's a gap in the market. But just for simplicity's sake, we have a 15-minute fair value gap coupled with the 1 hour order block, coupled with this break of market structure and retracement move. So we were looking for buys. After this happened, let's drop down to the 5-minute. I'm actually gonna skip the 5-minute because we didn't do too much on the 5-minute. I mean, we did have, like, if we were gonna do that short-term sell, that would have been nice, but I took my trade on the 1-minute time frame, so I'll show you there. Perfect. So we're on the 1-minute time frame. Now we're back in that 50% range from the consolidation this morning, coupled with the 15-minute fair value gap, coupled with the 1 hour order block. Look at where the market stops on that 1 hour order block, and look at where the body stopped, just closing in that 15-minute fair value gap. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Seeing this, I was like, okay, now we're back at that, like, he talks about it more detailed in the video. I'd highly recommend going checking it out. But the fact we came back down to 50% of the range, down to an order block, now we're looking for that move higher. So I'm gonna take this off, and I wanna show you guys this move right here. from the high to the low of this kind of push higher, we actually traded down right into the OTE levels. So couple that with the 15-minute fair value gap, the 1 hour order block, filling in the opening range gap, having the kind of market profile as expansion, we want to see the move higher. Now, I did not take the trade down here, but we were watching on the 1 minute time frame to see if we could still get a trade below this 50% level. So still in the discount compared to this move right here, comes down into the discount. We did trade up a bit. We wanted to see the market come back down into the 50% level before we started moving higher. So this is my trade right here. I used this 1 minute inversion fair value gap to get into the trade. Our stops are right there, and our take profit would just be above this high. So we actually did come back down into the 50% level of that range, into the 1 minute fair value gap. We entered right here, and then look at how we continue to push higher, 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 taking out these daily relative equal lows one more time. And then of course we did drop down and consolidated, and now we are kind of making our way higher again. So we'll see where the market actually goes, if it ends up going to my full TP. But we just took profit at 5 points. We're like, let's get in and out of this trade. So we took profits at 5 points and just kind of watched the market to see what it would do. Obviously it hasn't hit our stop loss or our TP yet. So we would have still been in this trade. And personally, I don't like holding trades for very long. I think 15 minutes to 30 minutes is a good range to hold your trades, especially if, like, for me, I'm kind of like a day trader, kind of scalper. I don't like holding trades overnight. I don't like holding trades for more than, 15, 30 minutes to an hour. Like, so the fact that this has been going on for over an hour now, I'm glad we took our profits at 5 points. But it'll be interesting to see if we do reach up into this level right here. But I mean, it's kind of cool. I saw this happen and I was like, oh my gosh, I just learned about this. Like, we're kind of in like that retracement move where it's going to come back down into the 50% of the consolidation range, hitting that 1 hour order block. I was like, sus. And then when we actually had that reaction, I was almost amazed. I was like, okay, we had this small little break in market structure here, reaction, came back down into that fair value gap, this 1 minute inversion fair value gap. So we took our trade and then boom, traded higher. So it was kind of cool to see. It's working out. 30 minutes a day is all it takes. I mean, this is my second time going through the month 1 core content. So there's 8 episodes, but this is actually based off the first episode of when he talks about the market profiles, the consolidation, expansion, retracement, and reversal. So it was cool. It was cool. I'm excited to see where it takes me, and I'm just excited that it's helping me determine better trades and understand the markets more. So yes, I hope you liked this video. I'm gonna end it here. I hope you got something from this video. I know watching the markets this morning, I was like, wow, like that's cool. I didn't even see that before. So I think 30 minutes a day studying has already improved my trading for the better. So we'll see where this takes us by the end of the year, Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. Tomorrow is CPI, so I don't know if we'll be entering into a trade. I might end up doing my Q&A questions that tomorrow, so that'll be a cool video. So yeah, I will see you guys all tomorrow. I hope you have an amazing day. I hope you stay warm if you're in Canada. Oh my gosh, it is freezing. So stay safe, stay warm. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye for now.